Hey everyone, my name is Sophie from Sophisticated Organization. Welcome back to another Sophisticated Saturday, where together we're gonna work through my to-do list, get a whole bunch of random stuff done around the house, and hopefully hang out, give you a little bit of motivation to tackle your to-do list while I'm getting the stuff done that I need to get done. So let's get started.
When you're down and you stare out your window, hoping that you'll come up with some words to say. That's not okay.
Today we're gonna get started with packing some orders from my Sophisticated Organization shop that is available on my website. I have been so appreciative for all of your support over the past few months. I've launched a few new products. If you aren't aware, I have the glass dry erase boards that are the newest products. I also launched some cleaning products, so I have glass and silicone spray bottles and microfiber cleaning cloths in the sophisticated blue color. And then I have some of the other things that I've always had on my website, which include daily and weekly planner pads, printables, and custom labels. So I had a few orders I really needed to take care of today, and I like to kind of batch them together at once. I like to do that with all of my tasks in general, is to kind of wait till I can do a bunch of one thing at one time and just kind of get my mind focused on what that task is, as opposed to filling every single order one by one as they come in. It just helps me to kind of make a little assembly line and get it done as quickly as possible that way. You'll also see I have my iPad set up, which if you've followed me for a while, you know that I don't really love to sit down at the couch or in the living room and watch TV. I honestly don't think I've even done that once in the house since we've moved here. Jim and I will sit there together, but it's not really something I do on my own. So I like to bring my iPad around with me. That way when I'm cleaning or organizing or packing orders or whatever it is I might be doing, even taking a bubble bath, I can watch a show and kind of multitask. Most of the shows I do pick to watch are shows that I don't actually have to be looking at and actively watching. If there is a show that's a little more on the complicated side, those are maybe the ones I'll save for like a bubble bath or when I'm exercising. I love having TV shows that I just dedicate to watching when I'm at the gym or when I'm working out. That's kind of a good motivation for me. These days, I'm not really exercising as much since we're nearing the end of pregnancy and I'm just trying to survive at this point. But when I'm not pregnant or a little bit earlier in pregnancy, I would still do that and have certain shows that were kind of like my gym shows, and I wouldn't let myself watch them unless I was either walking on the treadmill or in the gym, kind of exercising, whatever that might mean. These little rectangles that I'm packing up are the new glass dry erase boards, so I'm just sticking in a dry erase marker with each and packing them up that way, but I won't bore you with everything and all of my orders. I'm going to cross that off the list because I did finish up, and then head into the kitchen for today's recipe. I really like sharing a new recipe every time I do a Sophisticated Saturday. I'm always cooking on the weekends, just so I can get a little bit of the cooking out of the way for the rest of the week, but also because that's when I have the most time. So recipes that maybe take me a little bit longer or are a little more creative or new recipes are typically ones that I try on the weekend, and might as well share it with you guys because they, for the most part, turn out great. And I will share with you if there are any recipe fails and if it's something I don't recommend. Oftentimes I'll let you know if there's like little tweaks that I would make or something, but I have made these air fryer pickles before that I'm going to be making with you. So part of this I've made before, and then the burgers that we're going to be making are new. So for the air fryer pickles, I'm kind of just winging the recipe. So after I made it the first time, I felt like I didn't really need an actual recipe to do this. So I'm slicing up the pickle slices nice and thin and mixing them in flour with a bunch of different spices. The recipe that I tried first used a Cajun spice. I didn't have that, so I just Googled what spices were in Cajun spice. So things like paprika and cayenne pepper and anything like that I would add in. I would not recommend adding in any sort of salt or garlic salt or anything that adds more sodium because you are breading pickles, and pickles themselves are already nice and salty. So I just rolled those around in the flour, added them into the air fryer in a single row, and then put it to 400 for 15 minutes. And then I'm going to flip them and do like another 10 or 15 minutes or so. Last time I made these, we powered through them, and Jim asked if we could make them more of a regular. You'll see I have the largest jar of pickles imaginable. My parents actually brought this jar of pickles when they came to visit us when we first moved into the house, and it is a jar of pickles from Costco Business Center. So I don't think it is a size that's meant for personal use, but I wanted to find a way to use these up, and air fryer pickles work great. So for the burgers, I was going to make shroom burgers. And this is a recipe I found in a magazine that is a dupe for the Shake Shack shroom burgers, which I've never had in my life before. I don't even know if I've been to a Shake Shack before. I don't think I have, but they sounded really good. They were mushroom caps stuffed with cheese, and there was a recipe for a sauce with it. So I decided to give these a try and was a little bit hesitant because Jim is more of a meat lover than I am. I can easily have a meal without meat and be perfectly happy. He does like his meat, so I did make 2 of these mushroom caps, and if he wanted one, he could have one, and also pulled out some ground beef so I could make some burgers for him as well if that's what he preferred.
Time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise. I thought you'd always be mine. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought it's time I'm letting you.
I didn't really think this through as I was making this dinner about how there's multiple things that are quote unquote fried. Well, of course, the air fryer pickles are in the air fryer. The mushrooms are going to be fried in oil, so they are a little bit heavier. So if I was going to pick a side again, maybe I would do like a salad on the side of this or something like that, just to keep it a tiny bit lighter.
But we smashed up all the parts. Oh, na, na, na. Always knew that you were stubborn, but didn't know it'd be so hard to figure out who you really are. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the.
But I set those mushrooms aside, decided to clean up a little bit, and then was going to use kind of all of the extra ingredients from the mushroom caps for the burgers. And I didn't look up any sort of recipe or really do anything in particular with the burgers, but I just put the ground beef in there with a little bit of breadcrumbs and some egg like you would normally do with burgers, and then made them like Juicy Lucy's, if you've ever heard of that before. I am from Minnesota, and the Juicy Lucy originated from Minnesota, fun fact if you didn't know that. And it's basically just like a cheeseburger, but instead of putting the cheese on top of the burger, you put the cheese on the inside. So I used the same cheese mixture that I used with the stuffed mushroom caps and all the same flavors and everything, just made it with ground beef and Juicy Lucy style stuffed in the middle because the mushroom caps had stuffed cheese too, so I thought it made sense that way.
Down, baby, going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. We keep moving like the river goes. Baby, going down, down, down. Baby, going down, 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 down. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. Just thought I should let you know that you don't know. No, it's no more, no. I got so high on a hill. That's when I loved you the most. No, I thought I should let you know that you don't know. No, it's no more, no. We don't know. No, it's no more. We don't know. No, it's no more. We don't know. No, it's no more, no, no. We don't know. No, it's no more. No more, we don't know. No, it's no more, no, no. Yeah. I'm looking for a way inside your mind.
The dishwasher was full, but I wanted to do a little bit of a quick cleanup here before I started getting into making the sauce and everything else. I had a little break before I needed to make dinner, so I cleaned everything off, put it in the second side of the sink, and wiped down the countertop quickly, and then got out the ingredients for the sauce. So I'll leave the recipe for the sauce on the screen here. It was really good. Again, since I haven't been to Shake Shack, at least to my recollection, maybe this is a dupe of one of their popular sauces. Let me know in the comments below if you are a Shake Shack fan, and if so, this might be a sauce that you would like. It was a pretty simple one, doesn't require a lot of ingredients, so a nice easy sauce to make is perfect after kind of a more complicated meal.
Cause my heart is blue for you. I would do anything just to have you once again. I've lost my weakness, only void inside my bones, paralyzed like a dog. Tears filling up within.
So I took out the batch of pickles that I had in the air fryer, stuck in the next batch, and then Jim and I went downstairs because we wanted to start getting out all of the baby gear. Since we are so close to our baby boy's arrival, we decided that even though he might not be using this stuff from day one necessarily, we wanted to get it out and upstairs instead of having to deal with that once he's here. So each of us grabbed an armful of some of the awesome items of baby gear that we have. And the first one we wanted to set up was our Bluetooth swing. This thing is so fancy and really cool. So the two of us had to set it up together. I grabbed the instruction manual. Isn't that what every woman does as the men just start to try and figure out how to put it together? But we figured it out and we got to test it a little bit. I found the remote control and we played around with the speeds and the sounds that it can make and all that type of stuff. So hopefully he likes this. I know a lot of times with baby gear, some babies love certain things, other babies hate other things, and some want to be swung forward and backwards, and some want to go side to side. So again, hopefully this is something he's going to like because the technology on this thing is pretty cool. And it's super light. That was one of the reasons that I wanted this, was because you can fold it down really easily. And even if you don't fold it down, you can carry it with one arm and carry a baby with the other arm and move it from room to room. And a lot of swings are not like that. I was also explaining to Jim what a bouncer is and when he'll use this, and the fact that, you know, when he's really little, if he sits there and he's not quite kicking his legs yet, that you might have to bounce it for him. And as he gets older, he'll be squirming his legs around and it'll bounce it. Now that those baby items are out, and again, we did leave some down in the basement closet there that it's going to be months and months till he's using. We left those downstairs, but with the items that he might use near the beginning of life all ready to go, I'm going to get dinner started, put those burgers on a skillet, and then the mushrooms into a little bit of oil there.
And now you made it, but I already played this. Not interested. Open your eyes, let's get it done. Take my hand, just follow me. Shadowing me, I won. Oh, the sky is on fire. The lake has turned to a golden sun.
The mushrooms finished up much faster, and I just let them sit on a paper towel to absorb some oil. And Jim and I got to eating our burgers. He did end up going with the beef burger, and I had the mushroom one, and we actually both liked what we picked. So either way that you try, beef or mushroom, this was a great recipe. Now it's time to clean up dinner, and a quick little moment here where Jim was thanking me for dinner, which was really sweet of him. He's been really great and helpful during the end of pregnancy. I still really like to cook, so I like doing this stuff, and I definitely don't have to cook such complicated meals, but I do like doing it. And I do really appreciate the fact that he appreciates that I'm still cooking these meals and thanks me for them and everything like that. So he helped me with the dishes a little bit and then was doing some other stuff around the house while I finished up. And then he popped back in to help me get the stuff off the table and pick up everything else in the kitchen.
A lake has turned to a golden sun. Oh, I'll never get tired. I just wanna dance, just wanna
The dishwasher did need a little bit more rinse aid, so I added that in and got that going, and then was going to hand wash the air fryer part. But before I put it onto the countertop with our little dish drying towel, I wanted to wipe off the countertop first. I am using one of my glass and silicone spray bottles that I talked about earlier, so sprayed that down, wiped down the surface, and then finished up with the scrubbing of the air fryer parts and set it out to dry.
into the widest ocean again. Can't forget. You got me wrapped around it. You feel me, your body wrapped around me. Good mistakes. Oh, you got me looped about it. You and me got me losing sleep. I'm in too deep, like an overdose. You're the antidote. Losing sleep. I'm in too deep. No matter where I hide, you got me sleep deprived.
The last thing on the list for tonight is our 1 load of laundry. So we were washing our load of darks, and I could pull that out of the dryer now. And I've said this before and asked where you guys fold your laundry and things like that. But these days, I definitely want to sit down and fold my laundry, so the bed is the best place to do it. I do my laundry the same way every time when I fold it. I sort first and then fold. So sorting by my stuff and Jim's stuff is kind of step 1. And then sorting into subcategories makes it really easy for me. Make a pile of all my socks, make a pile of all my underwear and all of my pants and things like that so I can fold them. And it just makes the process a lot easier for me.
Let's get some sun, baby, it's time to go. All we need to put on is the radio. I can feel the heat is rising, and that beat is hypnotizing. Oh, oh, oh. No, we run the show. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Got to live or we get too old. Come on, shine, shine a little tonight. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Ain't no limit while we go for gold. We can shine, shine a little tonight.
I will also admit it feels like I have less clothing to wash these days because I have been sneaking some of Jim's clothes, especially his t-shirts, just to wear around the house because they're much more comfortable. And I wanted to share a real moment of pregnancy, so I'm slowing this down to real speed so you can see me try and get off this bed. This is reality, being deep into your 3rd trimester of pregnancy. Of course, I dropped something, so I have to bend down and get it. That's basically how I feel every time I get off the bed. Like I just have to roll over and get myself off the bed nice and slowly.
Let's hit the club, time to make a move, make a move. We got it late, ain't got nothing to prove, nothing.
That's the last thing on the list, but sometimes even when the list is done, there are more items to do. I had some rolls of toilet paper to put away that Jim just got from Costco for us. So I loaded up our master bathroom as well as the guest room and then the Jack and Jill bathroom before heading back to our bathroom so I could get a bath started, because this has been my daily way to unwind and help my back and just relax. So I am going to hop in the tub now that I'm done with everything.
Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Ain't no limit while we go for gold. We can shine, shine a little tonight. Shine a little tonight. Shine a little tonight. Oh, shine a little tonight. Oh yeah, we can shine, shine a little tonight.
I hope you enjoyed today's Sophisticated Saturday and got a little bit of motivation. If you did, I'd appreciate if you press the thumbs up button. That way I know you enjoyed today's video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do these Sophisticated Saturdays every other Saturday, so there's lots of them. And until next time, I will see you guys later.